Okay, so we're here with Sinan, my first ever client. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Matt. I'm the owner of Olympus, and as I just said, Sinan here, first ever client. So before anything, Sinan, would you like to just go ahead, introduce yourself?
For sure. Hello there. My name is Sinan. I run an agency called Top Hat Web. I service real estate agents. I do basically YouTube ads for real estate agents, and I've known Matt for quite a bit now. We met like I think it was like almost like a year ago, almost it was quite a
Oh wow.
while. And then I met him on like some Discord server, I believe, with some other SMMA guru. But it's been a long time since then, and I've come a long way. And it is great to be here on this call today. Thank you very much, Matt.
No worries. Okay, so before all the SSS stuff, before now, obviously Olympus. Um, when we weren't really talking, when like before we even just started talking, where were you at? Like, what was your situation?
Well, I think I started pretty similar to how most people did. Like, with the whole like Iman Gadzi, he made that one video, like the one with like he like put a bunch of like business together and then he said like which one was the best. And so I started from there, honestly. And then like that's where I think I started getting into it. I wasn't really sure what SMMA was. I thought it was more like an Uber like system actually, where you basically just you like do a little bit of work and then you get virtual assistants to do the rest of it. And that's I tried doing that. I did like a couple of Upwork posts, and I was trying to like automate the whole thing like by myself and then get them to do it. But I mean, yeah, that did not that did not work out so great. But then I think I decided to switch to like I was kind of like niche hopping a bit, and then I decided to stick with the whole real estate thing since I had an uncle who was actually in the real estate space.
Okay.
It took me a while to reach out to him, but yeah, I started in the real estate space, and then that one, I had to do like outreach. I did like cold calling during school. I did like maybe 30 minutes. That was pretty much the max that I did. I did it with my friends. We did like 30 minutes, and then it took a while. It did take like I think it was like 6 months or so. But I onboarded like my first client for 250 upfront, and then at like a 20% commission. And I think that was where I got my first client. So that's where I was
Nice.
before. 6 months, like after the 6 months, I think I met you like during when I was on summer break, and that's where we were then. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So before joining anything with me, the I guess the MRR for you was either zero or that 1 month there was 250 and some commission here and there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Much.
Okay. And obviously before we dive into, where you're at now and the massive leaps and bounds of progress that you've made, just what would you say is like, your perspective on Olympus, on SSS, on all that stuff? If anyone's on the fence or anything like that, what would you have to say to them?
Well, I guess like more so understanding like what it is. I feel like would help a little bit more. Like if you're on that position where you're like about to jump the fence on whether or not you want to do it. A lot of people, especially for me, 'cause since I've joined like a couple of courses, I'm not gonna call anyone out or anything, but I spent my fair share of money on like different like mentorships, courses, whatever. And I joined two. One of them was like completely a course, and one of them was like completely a mentorship, and they did like once a week and they charged like 1,500 a month for it. And I found that both of them were really lackluster. Like for the course, the problem was I didn't have the person to check up with and
Hmm.
tell them like what's going on, like what like how do I overcome this problem? How do I implement this thing or whatever it is? But then when it comes to like mentorships, I only saw the guy like once a week, and I didn't even know where to start. And the guy, he didn't really know too well like what he was doing either. Like I think he just went straight into coaching without ever having run like an SMA before. But essentially, like that guy, it was really I had nothing to work with to begin with. So, but the thing about like SSS that I really liked is the fact that they had actual like techniques and stuff like stuff that you can use for like outreach and whatnot, and actual like mindset fundamentals so that it actually gives you those building blocks. And even with the building blocks, like I said with the other one, like you'll come across like a ton of hurdles, which I'm going to be honest, if you were to do it by yourself, like especially when I started my first 6 months, when I came across those like bumps in the road where I like change my script every single day and whatnot, I feel like at that point, like it's a lot easier when you have someone that you can talk to almost every single day, just to like go over these hurdles with. You can get them solved like a lot quicker. So I'd say that if you were at like at a point where you're on the fence about joining or whatnot, you should really think about like what you prioritize more, whether that be, the actual like you have problems that you need fixed, or if you don't have the mindset to begin with. And I mean, if you want both, then I mean, it just honestly, I'd say SSS is a way better option than the ones I tried before, and it actually got me results as opposed to what I did on the other ones.
Hmm. I would definitely say for you, the biggest thing that I've seen help you is just like the day in, day out accountability, right? Like there's a direct correlation for you specifically between how often you jump on the calls and how often you're in the community and how much money you're making and how much progress you're making. I definitely say like for you especially, having that accountability aspect. Obviously, although systems stuff are great, but for you, I think the accountability has definitely been a big thing for you. Okay, so with that out of the way, in August. So obviously it's the start of September now, but in August, how much money did you make?
Well, as far as MRR goes, we were just able to hit our, we were able to hit, it was 11,750, I believe. That's Canadian for any of those watching. And so that came from clients that we onboarded during that time, and also from commission clients from before, because I work in the real estate niche. When those are like, we had like some closing dates in August. And you know how it is when houses close, like especially in the American markets, there's like huge opportunity when a house sells,
Hmm.
and like the realtor gets like a whole lot of money, and especially if you're able to take a chunk commission out of that, then you also get a lot for yourself. So I was able to accumulate 11,750 in just that 1 month.
Nice. And I can already tell based on what we've been talking about, in the future, in the past on our calls, everything like that, that 11.7 isn't really going to be much to you, right? Like you said, in October,
Yeah.
it's another kind of month where we're getting a lot of those commissions coming in, and then combined with all the client acquisition you're doing now, you're going to be at a point where you're booking 5, 10 calls per day. You might have to, outsource outbound, outsource some other
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
just to focus
100%.
on just taking sales calls, right? And especially with
Mhm.
your situation, I mean, if you guys don't know, Sinan is still in high school and he's making this money, and I'm sure so you
I'm
can,
still, I'm in my junior year right now.
yeah, I'm sure you can agree with me, Sinan, that the sole reason you're in high school is just because of some strict parents. Like, there's no real reason for
You
you to
see,
be in
you
there.
see my skin color, right? You see the skin.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So 11.7 in August. It's pretty good. And so obviously that's just like the money, 0 to 11.7. That's nice. But in terms of your life and impact on you, how has your life changed between like where you were before and where you are now?
A lot of things have changed from where you were, but when I was where I was before, especially since like before I was at a point where I think I was like pretty well really on the hefty side, like almost like beyond like 200 pounds. And I had like a lot of other struggles going on as well, like mentally and physically, as you can tell. I was always like the slowest kid in class when it came to like, running the 400-meter dash, I think. And so that was not too great. But then I from actually taking the SMMA seriously, like going all in on business, like you're able to make drastic changes to your life, like not just like, financially, you can also do it physically, and then you can also do it like spiritually, mentally, everything like changes for you. And then you also find yourself picking up a lot more good habits, such as meditating for like 30 minutes a day, or like, reading books, and then finding yourself doing a lot more better habits that you never thought you'd see yourself doing. And so I'd say that my life has changed a lot since. And also, money's nice. You know how it is, especially since I'm only in my junior year. Like you'd see how it could help a lot with like making you. I don't know how real those friends are, but you do get a lot of attention and whatnot. I'd say that like you shouldn't make that a priority or anything, but it's nice that it comes with it.
Yeah,
But
100%.
yeah, things have changed a lot. I've been able to, go on a lot of trips. I went to Florida, I think like almost 3 times this year. I went to Poconos in Pennsylvania. And then we're going to Cancun later this year as well. I'm not saying that you should like, go on a bunch of traveling and whatnot, but I really like it. And I like to go on trips every now and again. So yeah, it's nice that I'm actually able to have that freedom for myself.
Perfect. Okay. And going into specifically what you do, when it comes to real estate, what is, if you want to just give everybody like a high level overview, what is the service you're providing?
So essentially, what I like to do for real estate agents is there's like a huge thing in the market going on where people are kind of like copying and pasting each other with it was Facebook ads. Like they're just using the exact same like free home evaluations or like custom list of homes or whatever, and then just doing the exact same Facebook ads. If I'm gonna be honest, like I tried that and sometimes it worked pretty well. But I was able to get some pretty good client success in Facebook. And I still do use Facebook ads for like some people like my uncle I was talking about earlier, we still run Facebook ads because it does so well. Like we get like 10 leads a day from like just like $30. And so, but still, what I do is I've tried transitioning more so into YouTube ads and prioritizing like getting more so sellers for the actual agents. Now we're getting a lot like because I want to prioritize sellers because they, work a little bit faster and I get to get my commission a little bit faster. And I do like money, right? So it's just nice having that commission. So when we work with YouTube ads, we're looking for high intent sellers who are looking to go as soon as possible. What we do is we get them through the whole YouTube platform. I think you know the rest. We get them through a landing page. We get them to answer a couple questions, qualify themselves, and then the agent will call them instead of like some people like to have a personalized like ISA or whatever. But I'm not a huge fan of that, honestly. Like I only like getting like maybe like 20 leads a month, 30, something like that. And then we just sort of send them over to the real estate agent, and then the real estate agent calls them their subs. And usually it ends up in pretty positive, like we get like 4 to 5 listing appointments a month, something like that. And then from there, we're able to get 1 to 2 of those deals actually closing it for sellers.
Awesome. Okay. Well, honestly, those are all the questions I have. And so just one last thing to kind of wrap it up. I think I also mentioned it a bit before, but just going to just fully. When it does come to Olympus, and when it does come to what we do, how has that helped you? And what would you say to someone that's on the fence about booking the call?
Yeah, so I think before you were talking something about accountability. I think that's a huge thing for a lot of people. I wouldn't say it's like a driving factor that someone needs to have like an accountability partner. And don't st not like do things because you need one. Like you don't be like the type of person who's like, oh, I'm not gonna do it till I have an accountability partner. You sound like me before I started going to the gym. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean definitely like the whole accountability thing is really, really helpful. And also it's honestly amazing like what the program is actually able to do. It's actually able to like build those like fundamentals in your mind that like how the whole like client acquisition or how the client acquisition systems work, and then also understanding like a bunch of mental models, and then also like the huge thing being, of course, how to go about outreach. And something I like about the program is that like the outreach stuff, like it's actually stuff that like you can automate. That like there is really hard ones like cold calling. I do cold calling like almost every day. It's really hard, of course, but there are like definitely automated options that you can do,
Yeah.
so that we're able to like basically have the automation run itself like with AI and whatnot. And then we don't have to put too much attention towards it, and it just brings appointments for us. So if you're, I know a lot of things that beginner agencies struggle with is appointment booking. The person probably watching this video, you're probably dealing with that as well. And if you don't want to have to deal with appointment booking problems anymore, I'd say SSS could probably fix that problem for you in literally probably 2 weeks or less, if I'm going to be honest. If you're the type of person who thinks that you're capable of running uh, an SMMA, like an actual like successful one, or if you don't think that you're the type of person and you want to be that person, then I think booking that appointment would definitely be the first step.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks so much for your time. You can go get back to your calls for today.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Bye bye.